What is up, everybody? Hope you're having a very highly successful day. Welcome back to the AU Network. My name is John Knott. We're going to be having one heck of an episode for you today, so stick around. I got some cool stuff I want to show you, and let's just jump into it. So the first thing you might be noticing is that we are not in the normal AU set, whether that be All About How or Business Brood or whatever. We're not in the normal podcasting setup, so what is going on today? Very simply, there's two main reasons that we're in my room today recording. Number one, the majority of my family has the flu, and I am quarantining myself in the healthy area of the house. But in all seriousness, I don't really want to get in their way trying to set up a set and all that kind of stuff when they're trying to get healthy. So I figured, you know what? We're going to stay out of their way and come in here and record an episode today. Also, because really the whole reason I'm doing this episode and talking about my podcasting gear bag, that's what we're doing in today's episode, is because I got this awesome new piece of podcasting equipment that completely inspired me to revamp the entire podcasting setup. And you might be thinking to yourself, but John, you've only just started podcasting. You only have a couple episodes out. And that's very true, but this new piece of equipment, which I'm going to show you in today's video, I'm super excited about it, inspired me so much to just, I said, you know what, I'm overhauling the entire thing. We're not making any serious changes. It's nothing super crazy, but I wanted to say, okay, how can we now elevate this? Thanks, Dave Knott. How can we take that up to the next level? How can we elevate this to the next level, make it a little bit better? How can we improve overall? And it was one of those situations where I gave a little bit to get a lot, right? And so we'll talk more about that in a later episode. We're going to do a few episodes in the new podcasting setup, and then what we'll do is we'll take a time to show you the entire behind the scenes of the podcast. The only reason I want to do a couple episodes first is simply because, hey, I want to make sure it works and make any final tweaks that are necessary. But without further ado, we're going to jump into, this is my podcasting gear bag, and everything that we talk about in today's video, I will recommend in some capacity for you to use in your podcast. So everything in today's video will be linked down below. They are all affiliate links, so if you do decide to purchase something, I do appreciate your business and your support of the podcast and the AU Network shows. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and just jump into this bag. This is just simply a drone bag, photography bag. I bought this from Best Buy. I will link something, either this one or a very similar one, in the description. I like it. It has, the front compartment. This is normally where I would put my computer. My computer's not in there right now. It's out, exporting a video, but that's where I would normally put a computer, any notebooks that I need, stuff like that in that front compartment there. But what I like about these types of bags is that they open from the back, right? And this entire backside opens up. We're going to go ahead and open it up here. I'll also say this bag is really cool because it does come with a lock system on top. You can take the zippers and lock them in there. I can't figure out how to get this open, and because I'm the guy that threw away the tag with the directions before I figured that out. So, kind of in trouble there, but it does have a awesome way to kind of lock your stuff and secure it. If you are traveling, you don't want stuff to get stolen. We all have heard the stories before. This allows you to lock it up in there and keep it all safe. So, let's go ahead and jump into the bag. While I'm opening it here today, I do want to talk about two things. Number one, none of my lighting is in this bag. We're using one of the lights right now. We ordered a new light, but I'm not going to keep any of that in this bag. I do have a separate bag for lighting. I just think it's too much to try and cram all into this one bag. So we're going to go ahead and open it up here, and you can see that's what the inside initially looks like. We have these two compartments, okay? And in this compartment right here, as of right now, there's nothing. What I like about this bag is that it's not completely filled to the brim yet. There's still a lot of room for me to expand as I get more gear, as I get more equipment that I want to use and improve upon and stuff like that. There are places in this bag for it to go. So it's not by any means, like I said, filled to the brim. This isn't an end podcasting setup by any means. This is what I would consider to be a very basic, beginner, lightweight traveling setup, okay? So, flip this bag around here. In this section of the bag, we have a couple of just very simple wires. What also goes in here is I will put any sort of, if I need to travel with, extension cords, if I need to travel with surge protectors, if I need to travel with any sort of kind of thing that I need to plug into a wall, any sort of outlet ports, any sort of adapters, anything like that is going to go into this section right here. On the phone right now, we have an SC4 and a dongle for the iPhones. I'll link both of those in the description below, as well as put pictures somewhere on the screen. But again, they're obviously not in the bag because they're being used. We have a power strip that is plugged in to power the light, so obviously that's not in the bag right now. But right now what we do have in here is two cords, right? So we have a cord that powers one of our mics, which you will see later in the video, and then the cord that powers the new main mic that we got. And that's the piece of the podcast that was we got. My girlfriend gave it to me as a gift. We had a gift giving. It was like our year and a half, and so we gave each other gifts, and she got that for me, and it is absolutely beautiful. The sound quality coming out of it is so rich that it just inspired me to improve everything. I figured I can't just improve this dramatically and not improve anything else. So we're going to improve everything, and this is the cord for that. But the reason I'm bringing this up is I want to talk about this little piece right here and why these are so important. This is no different than like plugging the dongle into your iPhone. This is the part that goes into the iMac and like iMac Air and the Pros and stuff like that to allow you to use a USB port into their Lightning adapters. What I want to bring up is this. If you are using any sort of adapter, any sort of cable to plug into either your iPhone or your iMac, right? And you know that this is basically always the cord that you're using that adapter with, always keep it plugged into the cord. Never store these separately. My dongle is always plugged right into the mic cord. I'll even possibly put a picture of that in the video as well. Just always keep it attached to the cord you need, because it's a lot easier for you to set this down somewhere, lose it, and the next thing you know, you have a cord but you can't use it. So what I recommend is, it's a lot less likely for you to lose the entire cord, so just always keep the adapters plugged into the necessary cords. A little bit of tip for you there. So those are the two mic cords. And just real quick, I'll angle it here. That's kind of what the inside of the bag does look like. And we're going to go over all these little pieces here really quickly. So just I'll go over a few things. In this first section here, I kind of have this packed a little bit tight, you know, so I have my charger. I always have two Canon chargers with me. That is the DSLR that I use, or I use my phone. The DSLR is my B camera, and I always have two chargers with me. You can never have too many, so a charger in there. Also in that section, I have a shutter release cable. I use that for photography a little bit, so I just like to keep that in the bag. So again, there's a shutter release that'll be linked down below. And finally, in that section, other than this last piece, I keep this little bag right here, and inside this little bag is an absolute diamond. I'll go ahead and put this a little closer to the camera, and let's just hope that focus is in there. And if you know that symbol, then you know exactly what this is. This is the Moment Anamorphic Lens. I absolutely adore this lens. As I'm talking about it here, I'm going to go ahead and put in a couple test clips that we've shot with it. And I am so happy with this thing. I haven't had a lot of opportunity to use it yet, but there are things that I'm planning in the future that this lens is going to come in handy. And I absolutely am just blown away by the quality of the Moment Anamorphic Lens. I am not sponsored by Moment. Moment is not asking me to talk about them today, but this is just such a wonderful product. I do want to say, if you are going to buy the Moment Anamorphic Lens or any of the Moment lenses, I do recommend spending the couple dollars to buy their videography app on the phone, their camera app. Buy it. It's going to help you a whole bunch when using their lenses, especially the anamorphic lens. It's going to show you what your final image is going to actually look like. So again, Moment Anamorphic Lens. I'm using the Moment case on my phone right now. This is one of the best investments you can make if you are doing any sort of very serious phone videography. This is a little $200 investment that is going to dramatically improve your overall production value. Any of the Moment stuff, highly recommend it. I'll have links to their stuff below. Again, the Moment Anamorphic Lens. If you're serious into phone videography and phone camera work or anything like that, phone filmmaking, the Moment Anamorphic Lens is definitely one that I would highly suggest you go ahead and check out. So finally in that section, this comes back a little bit more to the actual podcast itself. We have our headphones. So these ones are nice because they're real simple. They're, you know, it's this cool red color, matches the case, and then they are noise canceling, and they're just a nice pair of headphones, I think, for podcasting. Just plugging these right into the mic, it's allowing me to monitor what I'm saying, and it's just a really nice pair of podcasting headphones. You know, if they break, they're not that expensive, and we can always get another pair. Also, if you lose them, again, you're not losing a pair of $200 headphones or anything like that. So really nice pair of podcasting headphones. Podcasting headphones are by Samson. These are the X-Picks. These will be linked down below as well as the set that I was gifted. They're really good. They sound pretty great for what we're using them for. And again, these will be linked down below. Samson headphones for your podcast. Get them and pick them up. It's going to make hearing yourself so much easier and actually knowing the kind of recording that you're picking up and the quality of recording that you're going to be getting. Get a pair of good headphones when you're podcasting. All right, moving on to the next pocket here, we have our Canon Rebel T5 DSLR. This is, again, a gift from me a couple years ago, and I haven't been using it for a while because I have been shooting in 4K. I'm going to stop shooting in 4K and start shooting in 1080p just to be able to have a B camera. And honestly, when uploading to YouTube, I don't think it matters that much, especially considering the fact that 4K video takes forever to upload if you're not on incredibly fast internet. So I'm going to be going back to 1080p, allowing me to use my DSLR again as a B camera, get another angle. That's what I'm saying, but we're going to give a little bit to get a lot, and I think it's going to overall up the production value even though we're reducing the quality. I don't think that reduction is going to be very prevalent in the video. So again, Canon Rebel T5. If you're looking for an entry-level DSLR, the nice part about these is these are very cheap. So if you're looking for photography DSLR, this is a great one to get into. It's not that expensive. I will link it down below. As far as videography is concerned, would I recommend a DSLR right now? No, I think our phones are doing a lot for us. You can get you already have your phone, buy a Moment lens. It's still going to be cheaper than this, and I think you're probably going to be able to pull a little bit even better quality from the phone than you are from some of these older DSLRs. But that being said, if you do want to get into this type of camera, the Canon Rebel T5 or the T5i, which will also be linked below. Highly recommend them both. Alright, now moving on to the last pocket of the bag. Again, I know this is fast, but this is really kind of, like I said, a lightweight setup. We're not packing a whole lot of stuff here, just the essentials. So, moving on to the last part of the bag, we have one of the best purchases I ever made, and that is the Boya microphone. This is a lapel mic that goes with smartphones. Alright, now unfortunately I did break the clip on this thing, so I need to buy a new one. Or at least a new clip anyway, but this microphone is incredible. As you know, if you're trying to use a regular mic on your phone, you need to get a TRRS adapter. The SC4 is one of those. That'll be linked below. I'm using it right now for the shotgun mic that we're using on this video, but this microphone essentially negates that need. It is a TRRS 3.5mm jack, so it's ready to go and be used with iPhones and other types of smartphones. And if you want to use it in a camera, it has this little device down here. You just go ahead and switch it over to camera mode, and all of a sudden you are good to go and use it for your camera. The thing about this mic is it's not that expensive when it comes to lapel mics. The quality of sound is great. I'll put in a test track right now.
I dropped out of school. Like,
I mean, it doesn't sound too bad. So this is a great mic. The only thing about this is I would consider this to be a studio lav mic. All right, this is not the kind of mic you want to be pulling around in the field just because of the amount of cord that you got to lug around. I've tried shoving this in my pocket and making it work, and I've made it work, but trust me, it's not a great experience. You're gonna be fumbling around with a whole lot of cord. So if you are buying this microphone and you're doing some sort of studio type production, be it a podcast or whatever, then it's a great microphone to use. If you're doing any sort of running and gunning, this is not the lapel mic for you. There are better ones. You can go look up YouTube videos on those as well. But if you're doing like a sit still studio type production, this is a wonderful lapel mic for the price. I highly recommend it. That's again the lapel mic by Boya, and that'll be linked down below. Now, when I first started podcasting, I didn't want to put a whole lot of money into the microphone. You might be thinking like, wait, what? You don't want to put money into your podcasting mic, and that's what you're doing. I wasn't at a great time when it came to the money. It was still on our beginning of our financial journey. If you want to know more about that, check out some videos linked down below. But what we did was we did buy this one mic, and this is a mic by Insignia. This is exactly how it comes on this little stand. And this mic is good. This mic is about a $40 microphone, and I would recommend it to anybody that wants to get started in podcasting. It's a nice, little, inexpensive microphone. I don't want to say cheap because that kind of talks about the quality. It's not a bad quality microphone. Are you going to get the best sound out of this ever? No, but you are going to get a decent product nonetheless. This is a USB microphone, so you can plug it right into your computer, and you're good and ready to go. Again, I would highly recommend it. It will be linked down below. And actually, really quick, while we're still talking about this microphone, I'll go ahead and put over a real quick test track.
the world has been filled with strange occurrences.
So that's the quality of sound you can expect to get from this microphone. That is from Audacity, with just a few little filters put over it and stuff like that, cleaned up some noise, things of that nature. But that is this microphone. That's an Insignia microphone. That'll be linked down below. Again, that's about $40. It's a great microphone for the price. And if you're looking to get started out, it's not a bad way to go if you can't afford to really break the bank. So also real quick in here, I do keep one of these little Joby tripods. You never know when you need these, be it for audio, be it for video. You need to put the camera in a weird place. You need to hook a mic somewhere strange. You have one of these little Joby tripods. I love these, like Gorilla Pods. A couple different companies make them. They're fantastic. It's an investment you're not going to regret. Honestly, a lot of my videos in 2019 were just filmed on this. Literally just holding this out in front of me, yada, 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 and that was that. So finally, the new piece of equipment that we got that I'm super excited about, and when it comes to podcasting microphones, there's so many different things, right? You're either plugging it all into independent recorders on SD cards and through mixing boards and stuff like that, or you're going the USB into the computer route, and I think both of them have their ups and downs, and that's a whole other discussion for another video, and for people who have much more gear than I do. But what I decided to do is, we stayed with the USB microphone, and I'm very happy with this one. And it might not be what some of you are thinking. It's not a Blue Yeti. It's not one of the Blue anything. This is actually a Samson g-trackpro microphone. Let me show it to you. First of all, it did come with the pop filter, and I mean, these pop filters, you just feel professional when you're using it. But I'll set that aside for the moment. But this is the microphone that we got. We were so generously gifted. Thank you. You know who you are. And this is really a great microphone. I mean, it just, when you compare it to this little thing, I mean, you can just tell that the quality you're getting out of this is so much better. But at the same time, you're also paying close to about $120 more than what you would pay for this microphone. So you basically have to be asking yourself if you have the money to spend in effort to get slightly better quality. We can talk about quality compared to price in another video, but this is a microphone I would highly, highly, highly recommend. I'm actually not going to put in a test track of this microphone because I want to reveal it in the podcast. You can go ahead and subscribe, put on notifications, like, favorite, all that kind of stuff, so you know when the podcasts are coming out. It should be about a week when the rest of our equipment arrives that we ordered. But this microphone is wonderful. So let me tell you just a little bit about it really quick. It does have 3 polar patterns: figure 8, omni, and cardioid polar patterns. Really your standard stuff. So you're going to pick everything up on this side of the microphone if you're on cardioid. Omni is going to pick up everything around it, and figure 8 is going to be picking up stuff on either side. So if you're doing an interview, it's perfect. The other awesome part about this microphone is it does have a monitoring system in the back, so you can go ahead, you can plug in your headphones and go ahead and listen to everything it is that you are recording. That's awesome. That was a game changer for me immediately. Also, the other great part about this microphone, it does have the ability to record in either 1 track or 2 tracks. And the reason that it has the 2-track setting is because there is an input in the back. It says in, and it does come with the larger jack for that, where you can plug in any sort of electric guitar or any other electric instrument and record that right into the microphone. And when you set it on 2 tracks, it'll record them separately in your recording software. And you can adjust your mic volume compared to your instrument volume and the overall volume of the mic on these dials here in the front. You can also mute it very simply. And what that does is if you want to like sing and play guitar, you can record all of that through this microphone, and it will separate both of those tracks for you so you can edit them independently, which is so important when recording multiple tracks like that. And the fact that you can do that all inside of this microphone and have that just go running 1 cord to your computer and your recording software is really awesome. And I think the price that you're paying for this microphone at under $200, the amount of quality you're going to get for it supersedes the amount of money that you're going to spend on it, and it really is incredible. I was so excited when I got this microphone. I tested it out yesterday for the first time, and I just played around with it and was just saying a whole bunch of stupid stuff and just pretending like good morning Vietnam, Adrian Cronauer, because that's how awesome it felt. And it just made me, I just want to talk. I don't even know what I want to talk about, but I just want to use it, right? So I'm really excited to really introduce it into the podcast. I think it's going to make everything super incredible. And with that being said, that pretty much does it for the bag. You can see that it's empty there. And, up in the front here, I do keep a couple SD cards, but I'm not going to, we don't need to pull those out. You know what SD cards look like. But I just want to take a second to kind of show you the equipment that we're going to be using for the podcast. And like I said, in a couple weeks here, we're going to go ahead and do a podcast behind the scenes. So you can go ahead and see where we put all this equipment and how this equipment actually comes into use and it all comes together. But I wanted to take a minute to show you all of it independently, what I'm working with right now, how I'm recording my podcast, so if you like what I'm doing, you know how to replicate that, because I want to help improve everyone else as well, because I've received so much support and help from people on YouTube and watching them and improving my own stuff. I want to pass that forward a little bit today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did find it interesting, go ahead and like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Leave that like for the YouTube algorithm. I highly appreciate it. I want as many people to see this as possible to hopefully gain some knowledge, see what to buy. If you liked anything in this video, I'll be linked down below. Just go pick it up. It's super convenient for you. I would recommend all this stuff. It's all good gear. Are there other ways to do it? Are there possibly better ways to do it? Possibly. It all depends on what it is you're trying to do, how much money you have to spend. But if you want to get started on podcasting setup, I'm telling you what, make the investment in a microphone such as this. There are other ones in the same price range that are good. I personally love the g-trackpro. Samson, go pick it up. It'll be linked below. Again, the Moment Anamorphic Lens, put that on your phone, and you're good to go. Like, you are ready to go and create some awesome podcasts and without spending that much money. So go ahead and check all that stuff out. I'll be linked below. I appreciate you watching. You can check out all of our other stuff in the description. We're going to just wait for that new equipment to come in and then start recording those new podcasts. I'm super excited. Thank you guys for all your support. And with that, we will catch you in the next one. Have a very highly successful day.